And it's Ken Kraetzer at West Point. I have a chance to talk to Army quarterback A.J. Schurr, who is from Illinois, from Libertyville. Is that correct, A.J.?
That's correct.
And we've had a chance to watch you grow over your years here at West Point. Now you're a senior. What have you learned? What have been some of the key things that you've learned here at West Point over your 3 years that will help you in your senior year?
I think just that life and football, it's kind of an up and down game. You're going to be on top of the world some days, and some days things are really going to hit you. Whatever it may be, a loss or bad play or something like that. But it's always going to come back around. It's kind of the ebbs and flows of life, and I think that's what I've learned over 3 years here, and that's what the season's going to be. There's going to be high points, there's going to be low points, but we just got to remember as a team to put our head down and keep going.
Okay, and last year you had some excellent moments. You had some big runs when you had a chance to get in there. How do you feel? What do you think about when you're leading the team as a quarterback? Are there certain kind of plays that you like to do? Would you rather run the ball if you had a chance, or would you rather throw the ball, look for one of the receivers downfield? I know you did so much good work with Larry Dixon, just pounding the ball up the middle.
Yeah, throwing the ball is definitely fun as a quarterback. But this offense, you have the ball in your hands every play, and with the option to run the ball. I like running the ball. It's fun. Having the ball in your hands is fun. But you were talking about leading this offense and leading this team, and it's really easy when you got players around you that take that burden off you, and guys like Joe Walker, Matt Giacchina, Aaron Kemper, Elijah St. Hilaire, John Trainer, Kelvin White, Edgar Poe at wide receiver, DeAndre Bell. We have a great offensive line. A lot of guys that came back from last year, and they make our job easier as a quarterbacks. And you don't so much have to make every play as just manage how the game's going. And we say in the quarterback meeting every day, just be consistent and move the sticks, and the big plays will kind of happen.
Now, it must be easier for you in the second year working with the coaching staff, being more comfortable with the offense. What are some of the things that the coaching staff has stressed with you and with the offense so far in the training season?
The big thing was taking care of the football and being consistent. This offense is a tough offense to stop when you stay on schedule. And our schedule is, we say, 4 yards of play, at least 4 yards. You get 4 yards on first down, 4 yards on second down, 4 yards on third down, you move the chains, you do it again. And when you stay consistent, like I said, those big plays will just kind of happen without you trying to make them happen. And it's a hard offense to stop. If we can control the ball and chew up the clock and keep our defense off the field and, give them a break, and keep the other team's offense off the field, that's kind of the big thing that we stressed, again, was taking care of the ball and just being consistent and moving the chains.
Absolutely. Now, tell us about your academic life here at West Point. What's your major?
I'm a psychology major, going into my final year. Final year is kind of set towards, how do I say this, more project-based stuff. Not taking so many classes as I'll take a couple classes this year, but majority of it will be studies and coming up with problems and researching those things, and kind of towards the end of my my academic career here, we kind of put together a manuscript for whatever study I choose to do at the beginning of this year, and present that to the teachers within my department, and I'll get kind of one culminating grade on that. So that's kind of how most departments are set up here. Once you get to your senior year, you're kind of doing these final capstone projects, is what we call them. So that's what I have to look forward to this year.
And how do you feel about your role in the Corps of Cadets? Every senior, I understand, has a special responsibility within the Corps. What is it like to be a senior here at West Point and part of the Long Gray Line as a senior leader here?
It's a great honor, and you see the people that have come before you, and the thing I've realized most is when you're younger, how you look at those people in those leadership roles and those seniors, and I can think back to how I viewed those people, and now being in that position, I kind of think about what I thought of those people, what I wanted to see, things I saw that I didn't like. I just kind of try to model my behavior and the way I choose to lead my peers and the people below me, kind of based off of the things I've seen that I've liked from my superiors and the things that I didn't like.
Is there a branch of the Army that would be a first choice for you so far?
First choice would probably be infantry.
Really? Why infantry?
So I did my CTLT, which is basically Shadow a Second Lieutenant. That's a part of our summer training here at West Point. I did that down at Fort Bragg, North Carolina this summer, and most of us were with infantry units. And the thing that I got, infantry was always kind of in my top couple branch choices, but what I gained from it was the closest thing to being part of a team, other than being on a football team, and that was just the feeling. If you ask any officers that have been in the Army for an extended amount of time, they'll tell you that what's kept them in the Army is that team setting, and working with a group of people towards a common goal, and that's the biggest thing I picked up. Being down there working with those soldiers, and I was down there with Kelvin White, Chris Carnegie, Luke Prue, Drew Hennessy, Jared Rogers, Matt Hugenberg, got a lot of guys in my class, and they will agree with me that feeling of being a part of that team. You got 30 to 40 guys working together to accomplish the same goal. And I haven't found that anywhere other than football until I got to experience that this summer.
Well, that's terrific. Infantry certainly is as leading soldiers, as we hear, is so important in the Army. And what are your thoughts now? About 3 weeks to opening game against Fordham, and then you got some big games coming up. A trip out to Penn State. What are your thoughts about approaching your senior football season?
Just getting closer as a team and kind of soaking the season up. Taking it for all it's got. And really, my biggest goal going into this season is being a part of the class that turned this program around. And I'm confident that we have what it takes, and I'm confident that we're going to do it. And I want nothing more than to for my class and my classmates and this team, my teammates, to be labeled as that. The 2015 team, was the team that kind of flipped the script. Army had been going, in a certain direction for many previous years, and that team was kind of the team that, turned it around. And it's been a process. It's not like it happened all in this year. So there are guys that have paved the way for us, with class 2015 and class of 2014. Those guys have had an influence on us. But if my class and, my teammates, if we could be that senior class, if that's the legacy we could leave, I'd be really proud of that.
Well, AJ Schurr, we are so much looking forward to watching you play this year, your senior season, and really respect what you said about your interest and goal of leading soldiers as an infantry officer. I know everyone at the American Legion want to offer their support and best wishes for your senior year.
All right, thank you, Ken.
It's Ken Kraetzer at West Point for Sons of the American Legion Radio.